I've said a lot of times, I don't remember the number, that we just can't afford to wait until the week before a major election to call out voter suppression and voter purges. And I'm trying to make good on that. And today we're 10 and a half, 11 months out from the election. And we have news once again that Georgia Republicans are purging hundreds of thousands of voters from the voter rolls. They did this in the lead up to the 2018 election in Georgia. You might remember this at least played a role. I won't say it was the factor that denied Democratic gubernatorial candidate Stacey Abrams the win, but it played a role in her not winning that election. And once again, we have the Georgia Republican Secretary of State, Brad Raffensperger, purging voters by the hundreds of thousands. And a federal judge has decided this week that they can go ahead and remove 300,000 voters that they say are inactive. Now, of course, you might say, well, inactive sounds like dead people, people who moved to other states and are voting elsewhere. They should be removed from voter rolls, right? Very, very wrong. More than 120,000 of those 300,000 people who are being removed merely because they've not voted for a while. This is not a good reason to remove them. And this will lead to people who do want to vote in November, who are notified about their removal at an old address. And they might want to vote to remove Donald Trump in November. And they will show up and be told, sorry, you're not registered. In Georgia, you are allowed to register to vote only until the fifth Monday before Election Day. That means if you don't realize you've been purged until Election Day, you're out of luck and you're not going to be able to vote. Now, let's look at the numbers a little bit. 300,000 voters. That's 4% of the Georgia electorate. In 2016, Donald Trump won in Georgia 50-45. That's 5 points. If it's closer this time around, it might only be a 2 or 3 point margin in Georgia. And we are talking about removing 4% of the electorate by purging them due to inactivity. A bad faith actor could strategically purge only so-called inactive voters that they determine, based on geography or for other reasons, are more likely to be Democratic voters rather than Republican voters, and could at least hypothetically swing an election with these voter purges. Meanwhile, it's not just Georgia. I know this is happening in a lot of states. Today, I've highlighted Georgia already. Something similar is happening in Wisconsin. Wisconsin, you might remember, was a key state in 2016. Wisconsin was one of the states that pushed Trump to an electoral college victory with a combined 75,000 votes across only 3 states. Wisconsin is purging 234,000 voters. This is 7% of the electorate there. Remember that in Wisconsin, Trump won not by 5, but by 0.77%. It was just 22,000 votes. They are purging more than 10 times the margin of victory in 2016, 234,000 voters. So what the hell do we do? There's the individual level, and then there's the systemic level. At the individual level, number one, check your status and check it often. We have a link in the description for the YouTube clip for this story, but you can also find it by Googling USA.gov, confirm you're registered to vote. They have a page called confirm that you're registered to vote at USA.gov, which will show you how to do it. Keep checking it. Is it USA.gov or .com? Now I'm forgetting. I'm sure you can find the page. If you notice that you're not registered, get registered. Big picture, we've got to end this concept of voter registration. The concept at its core should be eliminated. Number one, we should be automatically registering everybody when they get a driver's license or take other actions. But that's not even really the solution. The big picture is if you're 18 years old, you should just be registered automatically. The concept of registration is what needs to be done away with. In many countries, this is the way it works. You're a citizen. Oh, you just show up and vote. You don't have to have registered. You don't have to have filled out a form. You don't have to have told someone, I am signaling my intent to vote at some point in the future. If you are a citizen, you can vote. Trump says Democrats can't win without impeachment. They can't win without dirty dossiers or other techniques that are untoward, subterfuge of different kinds. It really seems like it's Republicans who know they can't win without voter suppression, who know they can't win if they don't work to reduce the number of people that ultimately will vote. And it is well underway. So we're 10 and a half months away. We know that the number of stories about voter suppression will ramp up close to the election. The Georgia voter suppression story in 2018 only got significant coverage in like the 6 weeks before, and it was too late, and it was a big part of why Stacey Abrams lost that gubernatorial election. Let's start now. We should all be checking our registration status. We should all be activists. You know, I talked earlier in the show, it's actually kind of a good segue into it, about the 600 plus rallies that took place yesterday in favor of Donald Trump's impeachment. It's great. I love seeing a national turnout in this way on a relatively short notice to activate for or against different things. In this case, for the impeachment of Donald Trump. I've said before, we really need mass rallies in this country. We need mass rallies in urban centers. We need to consider other activism techniques that are beyond faxing your member of Congress or signing an online petition. When it comes to voter suppression, this is one of the foremost issues of our time. When we talk about the climate, when we talk about inequality, when we talk about voter suppression, our ability to even decide who it is that will represent us on all of those other issues, it is one of the most important things that we can do. And we need activism around it. And I hope that we will see it. One of our sponsors is privacy.com. They're giving you $5 when you sign up for their completely free service at privacy.com/Pakman. I've been using Privacy for a little over a year now. You've heard me talk about it before. It's a lifesaver. And here's how it works. It takes just a couple of minutes to set up. Anytime you buy something online or on the phone, instead of actually using your real credit card number, the Privacy app and the browser plugin let you give each company a randomized virtual credit card number that you create out of thin air. It'll even autofill the card number with one click. And the payment is taken out of your checking account without the merchant ever knowing your real information. So this allows you to keep your banking information secure, but also to take control of your finances. You can create up to 12 of these virtual credit cards a month. You can set spending limits. You can freeze them. You can delete them anytime you want. So when you do this, it means you're not going to be charged when you don't want to be, because you can destroy the virtual card number right after using it, which, for instance, I love using free trials because I know I won't be charged when the trial is over if I use a virtual credit card number. You're keeping your identity private by not telling companies who you are. You're keeping your bank or credit card info protected against data breaches and identity theft. And it's free. There's no catch whatsoever. But if you want, Privacy also offers a $10 a month plan that gives you 1% cash back and lets you create 36 credit cards a month, and a $25 a month plan tailored more for small businesses where you can create 60 card numbers a month and much more. But definitely go ahead and at least get started with the free plan. You'll protect your financial info. Companies can't charge you unexpectedly. And like I said, you'll get $5 to spend when you sign up at privacy.com/Pakman.